Hey guys!
Hello, everyone.
We're back.
We're here.
We never left.
We haven't left. We love you. Hello. Welcome.
I'm Amy.
I'm Whitney, and this is
On the Haunt.
And we look like news broadcasters
We
right
really
now.
do. I gotta take off my...
You're getting hot again?
I'm getting hot again. I put on my cardigan so we could do our video. Did that work? We
like-
don't know.
Did you like our video from last week? There'll also be a video going up with this one.
And we're wearing the same outfits. That just occurred to
That's
me
only-
because we record two at a time.
We only have one outfit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, I have a funny story to share with you.
Okay.
Today on episode, just like a little thing I saw in the news. I'm trying to just like be looking for some topical paranormal stories maybe to share every now and then.
I'm down.
So I got you one today.
Okay.
It's from metro.co.uk. Woman who wants to marry a ghost says they're arguing over the wedding date.
Sounds about right.
Here she is.
Oh, she looks like she would argue with her ghost.
So I'm just going to read a little bit about this. Brooke Harday, she's 38, is a singer-songwriter from Oxfordshire, and she fell in love with Eduardo, who she says is the ghost of a Victorian soldier, last year. Eduardo appeared in her home, and they've been together ever since. How so?
We need more details.
Like all couples, they have times of tension. But I want to watch that on TV. Like, what are they arguing about?
You can't pick up the remote. Ha ha.
Exactly.
It's only 90 Day Fiancé from here on out.
But for the most part, they're extremely happy. Quote, Eduardo and I are currently arguing over our wedding date. I want a summer wedding, but he hates the heat. And I secretly love it. And I'd secretly love to make him melt, but he disappears often enough as it is. What?
Someone...
How does a ghost hate the heat?
Because they have to be cold to live. Or not live. To stay undead. I don't know. What's a ghost?
How does a ghost care about the temperature of that? They can't feel it.
You can't tell me there aren't ghosts in, like...
Florida.
Yeah, the desert.
Yes, the Sahara Desert. Maybe there aren't many ghosts there, actually.
That'd be me and my luck. Great. I don't like being hot either, Eduardo. I get it.
Okay, we gotta keep going because this is hilarious. Quote, for weeks, we just got nowhere with it, so I'm gonna design a Ouija board of wedding dates to see which we're both drawn to. I swear, he's turned into a complete groomzilla, and his list of demands grow daily. He's always had a temperamental nature, but the nuptials seem to be bringing out the worst of him. Okay. They communicate through unusual means, obviously.
Yeah.
He sends her cryptic messages in the shower. Okay. Quote, Eduardo still leaves subliminal messages in the shower and shows his emotions by sending hot and cold sensations through my body.
Maybe you just need a new hot water heater.
Maybe you have a thyroid problem. Whatever it is I ask him, he finds a way of communicating back. It doesn't just lay in the perimeters of what some normal people class as normal, but who wants normal? Finding a venue is proving really tricky. We've been kicked out of a few churches and have been threatened with exorcism already. I want a huge white wedding, but a lot of people just can't see the vision. Eduardo's made a few appearances, but there's an overwhelming sense that he doesn't feel comfortable in churches. It's far too risky for him. Is he a demon?
Eduardo, what is up?
Eduardo has insisted that I make him a Victorian three-piece suit. And I've played around with a few ideas, but ultimately I just can't see it. Like, do you get your jokes and your... I'd prefer him to surprise me and pull a morning suit from his old wardrobe. What? He can't access it.
It's all been eaten by moths. It doesn't exist anymore.
He's from the Victorian era, and he's dead. They're inviting a series of celebrities, including Marilyn Monroe, Elvis, and the Bard. What is the Bard?
I have no idea.
Chris? I don't know. Okay. They're also... William Shakespeare is also welcomed, particularly if he will read a sonnet. Okay, that's all. Oh, he wants one of his fellow soldiers to be his best man. But apparently he went to hell in 1875 for running an opium den. Okay, I'm done.
Sorry, Bob's out. They're
also King Henry VIII and Johnny Cash. It's epic. Can I go to this?
Wedding list.
I would honestly love to go to this. Oh my God. So here's how she got proposed to. Sorry, I did not expect this to go this long, but it's hilarious. One morning I awoke to find a ring on my pillow. It was digging into the side of my cheek. Felt like I'd been stung by a bee or something. But when I touched my face, I felt the stone and ring band. I thought I was dreaming, and I think I fell back asleep. But when I awoke, the ring was gone. And I went for a shower, and I noticed a question mark in the steam. The next night, the steam... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, is that an actual ring or is it like a
where did it come
issue
from?
in your... Okay, anyway.
Or is she having like a stroke?
Yeah. And then she says
Bell's
that
palsy
she always has to foot the bill because he won't eat or drink in public. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, if you see any interesting topical stories on anything, please tag us in them. You can put it on your Facebook or Instagram story and at us, and we love to read them because there's some really funny stuff out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe sad, actually.
Yeah,
sort of a
or
little bit
questionable at the very least.
Yeah. What's up with you? You brought a book.
I brought a book. I haven't started reading it yet, but it looks pretty good. It's called, it actually just got delivered last night. Amazon, you and your wild schedule. It's called The Butchering Art.
Okay.
And it is Joseph Lister's quest to transition the grisly world of Victorian medicine. So it sounds pretty good. It had really good reviews.
I hope Eduardo wasn't a part of any of those.
I hope Eduardo was not either. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
Awesome. Very cool.
I finished watching Archive 81.
Okay, I haven't started it yet. It's on my list.
Don't give up on it.
Okay.
I watched like the first episode and I'm like, this is not for me. And I stopped.
Okay.
And then I had snow days and I watched
Right.
everything on Netflix and had nothing left to watch. So I was like, I'm going to go back to this. It was really good.
Okay.
So now I'm like, okay, there better be a season 2 by the way this ended. So
Okay, I'm excited because I got that. There's also a new zombie flick, like a Asian zombie flick.
All of Us Are Dead.
Yes,
I haven't watched it yet.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Have you watched Station 11?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't watched that either.
Keaton and I watched that.
Okay,
It's very weird.
Okay.
But I liked it.
Oh, I like weird. So the book is on my, I filled out my 2022 Pop Sugar Reading Challenge worksheet over the week.
Busy gal.
And it filled one of my criteria on there. I can't remember which one. So I'm excited. Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so. So we just go for it?
Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to talk to you today about the Smiling Man. Have you heard of this?
No. This isn't like the smiley face killers, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
What's up with that?
Which one?
The smiley face killers.
Is it? I don't know. What do you mean?
Oh,
I don't know if I know
never
all
mind
the
then.
story. Where they just put a smiley face on the murder scene?
Well, it's like they're always all over the place. Like country, they'll find like young men like drowned in wise water, and there's always like some sort of smiley face graffiti.
We should
around.
do.
So it's kind of like
you should
it's like,
do
is
that.
it a conspiracy theory or is it?
It's
it
a
all tied
mysterious,
together?
though.
Is it?
I like that.
Well, I don't think there's anything paranormal though.
It's a mystery.
So that's why I was asking. It's like, is that this? Is there some paranormal stuff in here?
It's not.
Okay.
This is the Smiling Man. He's also called the Grinning Man, and he's also called Indrid Cold. Which, okay, fun fact: I've watched the Mothman Prophecies, but it has been so long ago.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
That I honestly don't remember. He's in the this crypt. He's a cryptid technically.
Oh.
He's in the Mothman Prophecies. He's calling Richard Gere.
I remember that. He's in the hotel room, right? And the phone rings.
Yep. So this takes place in West Virginia too, kind of around the same time as the Mothman stuff. But this really went under the radar because the Mothman stuff was obviously more, people died.
Well, yeah.
So, it took the precedence. So,
And side note, if anyone wants a good laugh, go on Etsy and just look up Mothman merch. There's some
so
really
great.
funny stuff on there. I still don't understand the Denny's thing. Is that
I don't either, but
from
it's hysterical. I also there's some Fresno Nightcrawler merch that's just You see me strolling. Yes. It's just them walking. God.
Which should I text you, Fresno Night Stalker?
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Like, my worlds are just colliding.
Just Richard Ramirez with those, like, with funny pants.
Yeah. Or it's the Nightcrawler with jacked up teeth. What? Ew, what were women thinking? Gross.
He's the worst.
Okay.
He's literally the worst. Okay. So my sources today are Reddit, Historic Mysteries, and the Cryptid Wiki page, which is a place. There's so many cryptids on there that I've never heard of. And when I think cryptid, I immediately go to like the Jersey Devil, Bigfoot. I don't think of something like this, but it's like they don't know what this thing is, like an alien or anyway. Let me tell you about it. So I have a couple different. This was definitely a copy paste job. My last story from last week was not as much, so I'm sorry in advance. For several months towards the end of 1966, the eyes of the world were focused on West Virginia, specifically on Point Pleasant. Scores of people all reported seeing something similar, the Mothman. So all of that led to the really terrible disaster of the Silver Bridge collapse, but buried deep inside the pages of the press were claims of another bizarre sighting that it was overshadowed by the Mothman. His name was Indrid Cold, also known as the Grinning Man or the Smiling Man.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
I think smiling stuff just creeps me out anyways.
Let me show you a picture.
I would rather you be snarling at me than smiling at me. Just saying.
Well, yeah, he's what are those things? I always forget on Buffy.
The gentleman.
Gentleman. I mean, they're just like,
yeah.
That's him. Let me see if I can find a good picture. Okay, this is like from some really weird musical. That's not it. The Smiling Man. It's, Nightmare.
Oh. It's like Joker smile.
It's Joker smile, crazy eyes. There's no there's no paint on his face, but he's just like, hello, Johnny. It's not even normal.
Also, while we're talking about that, don't tell women to smile.
No.
It's so gross and rude. I am so sick of people, like,
I know. Yeah, and none of your business.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a very thin upper lip. Okay? It completely disappears when I smile. I don't like the way that looks.
And I don't have to smile.
Because of preconceived notions of beauty, like unattainable beauty standards in this freaking world. So shut it. I don't have to smile anyways.
And the patriarchy is telling us we have to smile.
Exactly.
And they can go F off.
And so can the Smiling Man.
He's really gross.
He is.
Sorry, I have so many burps. Okay. So let's talk about some sightings, shall we? Woodrow Derenberger. What a name.
Wow. That's like Benedict Cumberbatch or whatever his name is.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
This guy, poor Woodrow, he made his living by selling sewing machines like door to door.
Oh, God, they're so heavy.
I know. It's so sad.
I mean, like he was ripped.
Your eyes lit up.
Hey, Woodrow.
What kind of cars is he driving, though? Like, how many in stock does he have at a time?
You probably only need to sell one a week to stay afloat.
That's true. Okay, so that's what he did. Sorry, Woodrow. November 2nd, 1966 was a long day for him. By 7 p.m., he was driving along a hill just outside Parkersburg. I don't know where that is. What state that's in.
Are we in West Virginia?
Oh, probably. I was just going to say Parkersburg, United States of America. Probably West Virginia. On Interstate 77, and he was looking forward to arriving home. On this cold and wet evening, the last thing he wanted was to have to stop at the side of the road to replace a sewing machine that had become dislodged in the back of his feet.
God, again!
So it's just rolling around back there. That's really sad. I've literally read none of this, if that's not obvious.
And I feel like that's not good for
No.
I would think, though, if you were selling them door to door, they'd be in like a case.
Yeah.
Maybe the case itself is like, which could still break. And then Woodrow's out that money. So
yeah.
bummer.
He's like, oh, I got to stop. So luckily it was undamaged and he fixed it or whatever. Woodrow might have parked a little bit better. I don't know what that means. But he left enough room for other commuters to pass by his stationary vehicle. Oh my God. I almost thought that when I saw stationary, I thought bike, and I was like, oh my God, how is he carrying somebody on a bike? He's got a little cart behind him.
And if it's a stationary bike, you're a terrible salesman, Woodrow. You're literally going, no, he's just on a Peloton.
On the side of the road, just like waving people down.
Hey!
Peloton. Aren't they in trouble? Like, something's going on with Peloton. Like, they're losing. God,
Well, I don't want to give a spoiler alert, but like on Sex and the City, yeah.
Did you like the reboot?
I stopped watching it. I didn't even finish it. I'm like, this is dumb.
I know. It was totally dumb, but I continued watching it.
I think we talked about this already. They try so hard to be woke that it's
really
just
do.
like over the top and
Really
stupid.
It is. They lost the magic. You
Yeah.
know? I did cry, though. I think I did tell you that already when Big died, because it just, like, it felt so sad.
Oh, spoiler alert.
That's the first episode.
On a Peloton. From Peloton.
I mean, was Peloton like, let's not?
I don't know.
I think we talked about that. Anyway. So, anyway, other commuters pass by, but nobody has come forward to confirm what he says happened. So, having returned to the to the driver's seat of his van, not stationary bike, he continued on his way. A set of headlights passed him and began to slow down in front of him. This is like nightmare, honestly.
Hang on. A set of headlights passed him.
Yeah, and then the taillights slowed down.
But not in front of him.
What? So, like, a car passed him and then slowed down in front of him. So it's like went...
Oh, it went around him.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant it drove past him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, is he teleporting? What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so passed.
Yeah.
Like you're going too slow, Woodrow. I'm passing.
Yeah, exactly.
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was confusing. So for the second time, he had to stop. This time, he had to do so in the middle of the road. Careful not to dislodge any other appliances. Who wrote this? It's so funny. In his van, Woodrow was driving conservatively and likely not driving anywhere near the speed limit. Despite this, his first thought centered on a patrol car and possible sobriety tests. Are you drunk, Woodrow? Why are you worried about it?
I mean, I sell sewing machines door to door. Okay,
I had a pina colada. What?
And
don't drink and drive, though.
No, Woodrow. But you can drink and probably ride a stationary bike. That's totally fine. You do you.
It's probably what Big was doing.
Yes.
He quickly dismissed this conclusion when he realized that he was not looking at a car at all. Whatever this was, it was shaped much like an old-fashioned kerosene lamp with a central bulge and flared edges.
Very descriptive, Woodrow.
And how did you not know when the thing passed you? A kerosene lamp?
There are no tires.
A life-size, a car-sized kerosene lamp just like floated past.
Woodrow has been drinking.
Why does it have headlights?
Those weren't headlights. It was just
the flame
light. It was the kerosene flame.
Are you sure that wasn't like a hot air balloon? Okay, the smiling man is actually really scary. His mode of transportation is not.
It's questionable.
Where is he at inside?
Is he like a genie? You gotta rub it.
Oh my God, I just about let go of some urine.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
So confused. I'm so glad I didn't read this all the time. Oh man, it's so funny. So apparently there's a door on the kerosene lamp. And it opens.
Well, that's true. You open the thing to light it.
He just like,
I got you, Woodrow. Don't worry.
He like ducks, the Spider-Man like ducks down and comes out of it because it's a tiny
Don't
door.
hit your head. Smiling man.
As he's just smiling scary.
It'd be more impressive if he popped out of the top, like a sexy lady coming out of a birthday cake. Right?
Surprise!
Happy birthday to
Woodrow.
Woodrow, and you'll sing a sewing machine.
Oh my God. Okay. I gotta continue on.
My back hurts now.
It's so funny. Okay. So the door slid open. I guess it's like a sliding door in a van. Nobody knows. It'd be much cooler if it was like a hatch.
Yes, like a DeLorean.
Yeah. Okay, and a man...
Or just an actual car. God, what is happening on this highway?
And a man exits. According to Woodrow, this man was average in many ways. He had a deep tan. Is that average? Maybe he's a person of color, Woodrow.
Yeah, or maybe just from all the kerosene heat.
And he's inhaling. That's why he's smiling.
Yes, he just...
Very high.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
A deep tan, which was unusual for the time of year. But the extraordinary broad grin that he wore was easily the most striking thing about his appearance, because it's terrifying. As soon as he exited, he began to head towards Woodrow from his kerosene lamp.
Woodrow, this is when you put it in drive. Who cares if your machine tips over? Jeez. You freaking Julia Roberts coming at you from a kerosene lamp. Burn rubber, Woodrow. It's all I ever think of is when smiles.
I'm actually going to die. I'm going to die.
Pretty woman.
My hands are so sweaty and aquaphor-y. I can barely hold to my phone. Oh my god. This is the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. As the distance shortened, Woodrow noted that the man had a dark coat on, and underneath that he wore a metallic-looking uniform that was green and glistened. The man's arms were folded, and both sets of his knuckles were nestled in his armpits. Why does it matter? Yes. He's cold.
He's cold, but he's been in a... He's like, brr! Outside of this lamp, it's freezing!
Oh my god.
I don't know what it's like to be cold. I'm literally sitting here half naked right now.
My hands are
just sweating.
Dripping water. The man spoke. He identified himself as Indrid Cold and said that he came from a place less powerful than the United States. Is he coming from outer space? And he's like, not as powerful as the United States. So you guys got your hands in everything.
Don't worry, Woodrow.
What a weird thing to say.
How is he gonna do it? Is Woodrow like, because that's back in the old days, Woodrow had to roll his window down.
Yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, just drive away, Woodrow.
Indrid was very reassuring and admitted, I'm just flesh and blood like you. No one says that.
No, Woodrow.
If you are flesh and blood, you don't say you are, because it's just assumed. If you are an alien, then you do say that.
Yes. You draw on your lips. That's why he smiles. So he's a Men in Black.
You put your arms in
like, you have all this advanced technology, and they just still don't get lips. I don't understand.
Or cars. They're like, this is close enough. This kerosene lamp.
Kerosene lamp.
We'll go with it.
He'll never know the difference.
Americans are so
pina coladas earlier.
God. Oh my god, it's so funny. I'm just flesh and blood. I'm in no way special or spectacular. He says that.
In his freaking, sequined leotard or whatever he's wearing. I beg to differ, Ingrid.
You are spectacular. Indrid also openly encouraged Woodrow to report this encounter to the authorities. Why?
Let them know!
Before he returned to his vehicle, he revealed that this would be just the first of several meetings they would have.
Oh, great.
See, it's like...
Woodrow.
Yeah.
You poor guy.
The whole message was delivered by something similar to telepathy.
Because telepathy? Or telepathy, whichever.
Telepathy, tomato. And not a single word was spoken verbally. Both Indrid and the vehicle departed the scene.
Did it shoot straight up? Or did it go forward? I have so many questions.
It just hovers away around the bend. Just the lights flickering the lamp.
Or to even bother turning the light back on.
He's like,
just disappeared into the darkness.
I don't need anyone to see this anymore. Indrid Cole did keep his word. Woodrow received several additional visits from the same man. On some of these visits, Indrid was not alone. Yikes!
Great.
Woodrow revealed that the new friends came from a planet called Lanulos. And that during one visit, he was allowed to take a trip there. Don't go.
No.
Why would you go? Don't get in their lamp.
Nothing from Betty and Barney.
Right.
Like, this is not going to go well.
After the last of these meetings, Woodrow sought out renowned UFO investigator John Keel, who happened to also write a book about Mothman, and reported these events to him. During Keel's investigations, he often received mysterious phone calls from someone calling himself Indrid Cold. Ooh. There was nothing new for him, of course. This was nothing new for him, of course, but he did mention persons and not person. What? So are other people calling that guy? John Keel?
Everybody.
The UFO investigator? All the UFOs are calling
when your
him.
phone number is 1-800-UFOs. That's just, it's going to happen.
Oh, my God. Okay. Woodrow Derenberger was not the only person to report an appearance from the Grinning Man. On the very same night, on the very same road to Don't Go There,
No.
2 other men saw an elongated object land in front of their vehicle. They didn't call it a kerosene lamp. They were also forced to stop, and they watched as a man disembarked and headed their way. He wore a dark coat, folded his arms in such a way that would be considered uncomfortable. He asked both men questions that seemed pointless to them. Your questioning is dumb.
So lame. What do you want?
Before he went back to his craft and left. Do you like ketchup or mustard?
So it's like, what kind of a poll is this? Your hands are in your armpits. You're not even writing my answers down.
He's Molly Shannon. God. Okay. Here we go. There's more.
Great.
There's more. Several weeks before Woodrow Derenberger had his encounter, a pair of boys met a man that scared both of them. The boys, James and Martin Mouse, that's a terrible nickname, I'm sorry, were walking home along 4th Street in Elizabeth, New Jersey. They reached a corner opposite a local landmark called the Turnpike. Is that just a highway? It's a local landmark, this highway.
The Turnpike.
It takes you to the Jersey Shore. This was an elevated area, I guess I could read and it would tell me, with a high wire fence and a steep incline. They reported that behind the fence stood the strangest man they'd ever saw. Neither had any idea how the man got there or where he came from. He just stood there and grinned.
Oh, run, boy. Run, mouse. Run.
Scary mouse. There are other versions of the legend involving other sightings. However, not much has been heard from the Grinning Man since the 60s. So let's see here. Now I'm going to another article. So a lot of people think that he is connected to the Men in Black, which I think is interesting. Sometimes his suit is described to be blue instead of green, but it's always reflective and metallic. Sassy.
Woo.
He always has slicked back black hair, a coat with the 2 top buttons unbuttoned.
Oh. Ingrid.
And his pants are lighter than his coat, but they're the same material. He looks tan, although not dark skinned, but he looks like a normal person. Like he just looks like
George Hamilton.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
For you younger listeners, just Google it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, but now as I'm scrolling on, Mouse and Jimmy, when they saw him standing behind that fence, that guy was bald. So interesting. So Jimmy says, "Who's standing behind you?" And I turned around and he was just there. He just pivoted around and looked right at us, and then he grinned. Woo! So there are actually some recorded videos of people actually talking about these sightings, like on the news. Okay, here's another description of from another website about the kerosene lamp, which I think is our favorite part.
I just love
this.
I would drive a kerosene lamp at this point. It's like, hey, Elon Musk, get on that.
An old-fashioned kerosene lamp chimney. What? Flaring at both ends.
Yeah, because they have the thing in there.
Flaring at both ends, narrowing down to a small neck, and then enlarging into a great bulge. If you don't know what a kerosene lamp is, that is it. That's basically it.
I have a couple sitting on my fireplace at home.
Yeah.
I don't use them. They're just decorative because they're really old.
Okay, here's a third sighting. During that same period in Point Pleasant, so all this happened like around the Mothman stuff. Okay. So isn't that, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
That it all happened.
It's like intertangled.
Yeah.
Or just tangled.
I thought you said tingled.
Intertwined. That's what I meant.
So the Lilly family had been reporting that some poltergeist activity in their house, such as diamond-shaped lights.
Oh.
What? So Linda Lilly, who is the daughter of the family, was sleeping one night and she awoke to see a man standing over her.
Ew.
Quote, it was a big man, very broad. I couldn't see his face very well, but I could see that he was grinning down at me. He walked around the bed and stood right over me. I screamed and hid under the covers, and when I looked again, he was gone. Same, Linda. I would have done the same.
Yeah, except I wouldn't have come out from under the covers.
Right.
Someone would have had to physically remove me.
So it's commonly believed that the Indrid Cold / the Grinning Man is a alien entity because it always is in close connection or around UFO activity. It's believed that there may be like multiple species of grinning men because they don't always necessarily look exactly the same. So there's that. Okay, now I'm going to tell you 3 stories from Reddit. Where are we in time? Okay,
You're good.
We're fine. Okay, this is from user Dragon Balls.
There's a Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Balls.
Okay.
I mean, one does wonder. What do those look
Did that
like?
used to be a thing, though? Dragon
Oh,
Ball
yeah,
Z?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like a Pokemon-ish thing. Okay. It's titled Possible Sighting a few years back. Not certain.
But maybe.
This is from the subreddit The Smiling Man. Like, there is a subreddit for this. So this is from 5 months ago. So I just learned about the Smiling Man a few days ago, and it had me thinking about something that happened about 3 years ago. I lived in Omaha, Nebraska. That's getting too close to us. I was in high school and walking my dog at night. Okay. I could see a man standing at the top of the street ahead. For some reason, I was filled with an immense feeling of dread. Trust your gut, people.
Yes.
Trust your gut.
Turn around, take the dog home.
Yes. Run away.
It can run around the backyard for its exercise.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes. And kind of just froze in my tracks. The man looked like he was wearing a suit and a kind of fedora.
Ooh, fancy.
Then he looked like he noticed something to his left, and he walked away in a really unnatural way. I hadn't given it much thought until I learned about the Smiling Man, and the way things matched up made me feel like I had narrowly avoided something truly terrifying.
Well, you did, probably.
Yeah, that or a murderer.
Yes.
All right, this is from user Breadfruit Street, titled 2016 Encounter.
And I just have the same username for literally everything
Right.
in my life. It's just my initials.
Right.
Like,
I mean, it's hard. Breadfruit
is.
Street? Did you just like pick words? That's fine. I don't know. Hello, I'm Nathan. So you do all
okay, Nathan.
My encounter was on January 27th, 2016. I work the night shift, so I go home late anyways. On to the story. I was walking home, which was quite far away at the time, but I didn't have a driver's license. There are literally no periods in this entire thing. I noticed somebody following me around halfway through the walk, but I didn't really pay any attention to it, though. They seemed to be dancing. What?
Was it one person or two?
One!
What? In a sequins leotard? Okay, these are just
And then he says,
gymnasts.
but he was probably a street performer or something. Or not.
Or just randomly out in the middle of the night. Okay.
Dancing.
Oh, God. Was he spitting on cardboard? Was he a break dancer?
No
That's cool.
street performer is dancing.
Just for you, Nathan.
And you work the night shift, so you're coming home probably at like very early in the morning.
Yeah.
They're not out there. No street performers. They're not going to get any tips.
No, the whole point is to earn money.
Yeah. Not a street performer. A few minutes later, I'm near home, but the guy speeds up. He just begins dancing faster.
quicker.
Damn it, where's my kerosene lamp when I need it?
Yes.
This is a much quicker mode of transportation.
Friggin' disguise I'm having to do, but I can't break character. I'll get in trouble.
Then I turn around. He had on a suit, and I think a top hat or a fedora.
They're two totally different things.
Top hat would be so funny. Good day. Fedora is what Britney Spears wore in 2001.
And probably in 2022 also,
yeah,
for being honest.
She is evergreen. But I'm not really sure. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. Where was I here? But the most noticeable thing was his giant grin. He started charging at me. So I ran, and he actually grabbed me, but I kicked him in the stomach. Which actually did cause him to react, though. He wasn't phased long. I continued to run away. I got to my house after a bit of running and locked all the doors and windows. Those windows should already be locked.
100.
And I turned off all the lights. He walked outside a bit before leaving.
Ew.
Ah, like pacing in front of
You're
your house
almost abducted, Nathan.
and taken to
Call the cops.
Lucalosa or whatever the name of this planet is.
Home of the
my God.
lanterns.
He called the cops and they searched but never found him.
Good.
The next day I talked to my boss and we arranged so I could work the day shift. Good plan.
Yes.
But every night I make sure that he isn't anywhere in my house. Yeah, because that grin has made me paranoid. I feel like he's everywhere watching me.
Ew.
Oh, yeah. God. Yeah, I mean, this is what creeped me out to where I wanted to lift my feet up off the floor when I got into Holden's bed. Because, that smile, you just wake up and there's
Yeah, I don't know.
It's from user Artemis Silver 7709. My experience in 2020.
Ooh, research.
Did he get COVID? The grinning man. COVID's not funny. Okay.
No.
It was halfway through lockdown in London, and I went on a walk at 8 p.m. with my dog. My dog was walking calmly until we rounded a corner where there was a man looking up at the sky in a tight-fitting suit. He was dancing down the street.
What?
He is so
They don't understand how to be blend in. You can't play around in a flashlight, and you can't be dancing in what I can only imagine, the U.S. gymnast team would wear, or gymnastic team,
in an alley.
in an alley
Alone.
at night.
None of it
What is happening?
sensible. In this tight suit, how is he dancing? I hope it's spandex at least.
And what is a tight suit exactly?
It's like a suit, but super tight.
But
like
a business suit.
Yes,
but
that's what I'm imagining.
but
metallic green,
LuLaRoe.
Skin tight.
Leggings.
I'm just trying to imagine a super tight blazer.
Okay, time out too. Men.
Men,
Don't wear spandex leggings.
Do men wear that?
90 Day Fiancé the other way. And Caleb, or as his Russian girlfriend calls him, Caleb, he just, every scene, he's wearing spandex leggings.
Why?
I don't know.
With what sort of shirt?
No, that's what he sleeps in and stuff.
Who sleeps in spandex
Caleb.
leggings?
Okay, time in. Sorry.
I would want the loosest.
That was a public service announcement.
Yeah, and
Don't
the
sleep
grinning
in
man, if
spandex.
you're listening, that's what you want.
Yes, quit.
He was around 6'6" tall. Ugh.
Ew.
I thought nothing of it. What? Is that? I mean, I've never been to London. Maybe that's normal. It's a very eclectic city. Dancing. When you gotta dance, you gotta dance.
You just can't help yourself.
Okay, I didn't think anything of it until my dog started barking and whining and pulling away from the direction of the man. I kept walking on, though, and that's when I saw his giant smile and that his eyes were completely white. Ah! I ran, knowing I was either dreaming or there was something else going on. Either way.
Option B.
Yeah, you're not dreaming. I mean, unless you dream about taking your dog out, I guess you could. Either way, I didn't want to take any chances. I ran as fast as I could, but he seemed to be unnaturally fast. I sprinted into a small alley and hid. Are these people's actual lives?
Yeah.
This is horrifying. How do you go on living?
No, running a business or something.
Oh my God.
You're
It gets
in
worse.
London.
It gets worse. If this isn't true, then this is a great story. I sprinted into a small alley and hid. My dog then also hid.
My dog would give me away because it would be barking nonstop.
Oh, and became silent as if it knew it was in danger. The man then walked into the alley and shouted in a grueling yet slightly childish tone, "Wait, come back, I'm lost."
Ew.
What's a grueling? Maybe they mean growling?
Growling or grueling, in pain. Come back! My suit is so tight.
I can't breathe. I gotta poop. And I can't get it off.
Help!
As he walked past my hiding spot, the air suddenly dropped by what felt like at least 10 degrees Celsius. That means nothing to me.
No.
But must be cold. As soon as he had gone by, the air warmed up and I sprinted back to my house and locked the doors and windows. While in my house 1 hour later, I saw a shadow come outside my door and heard the same voice say, "I'm not done with you."
Oh, yes, you are.
Ah! Immediately, I immediately hid out of view of the windows. I waited for 10 minutes and the shadow walked away. As it went, I heard a creepy laughter, which slowly got quieter and quieter. I stayed hidden until the next morning. Yep. At which point the goosebumps had still not gone. I decided to search up this man to see if anyone else knew about him, and I found this Reddit group.
Creepy.
Okay, last one, and then we'll go on to Amy here. This is from user Bad Mom for President. Like that. From 2007. My memory has blurred over the years. Yeah, that happens.
I feel that.
But I definitely remember seeing this man. This was in Anchorage, Alaska, around 2006, 7, 8, something around there. I understand that too.
Yeah.
Me and two of my friends were walking down the street during high school lunch period when a tall, very thin man walked past us. Ooh, it's in your high school? Just passed by. We continued on, nothing else. All of us...
Or were they like on the street walking somewhere to eat
lunch? Maybe. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Because like he just like shows up in your house. Do you have a pass?
Are you a sub? Badge? What's going on? You shouldn't... That suit is too tight.
That suit is just too tight. All of us were terrified, however, and after a couple minutes of walking, one of my friends whispered, "Did you see that?" He wore an old, well-fitted suit without the jacket, just the vest. His face and head were disproportionately large because of his enormous mouth. It was a smile, but it was also wide open. His eyes looked normal. His mouth was really what made this guy look wrong. It was huge and gaping. I've heard a lot. I have searched a lot over the years, and it's not something I've been able to find online in pictures as some kind of deformation or condition.
Hey, that smile has earned Julia Roberts gazillions of dollars.
True.
So, Hato's
gonna hate. They like how they think like, does he have a...
That was great. I wanted to say, oh, it's Men in Black, but Men in Black only come to like make people shut their mouths about their UFO encounters. So
maybe that's what they mean by kerosene shaped. I'm imagining it upright though, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, the kerosene was upright, not horizontal.
That looks like a Werther's. Okay, though.
I don't like him.
I don't either.
I don't want to see him.
Nope. Stay away, smiling man.
It's going to haunt my dreams. Okay.
All right. Oh, now I got to get...
take a minute.
To my Google Docs here. I have Google Doc and I have notes in a notebook.
Let's do this.
So I'm going to be talking about the S.K. Pierce Mansion.
Never heard of it.
Okay, good.
Let's do it.
My first source is House Beautiful.
I really enjoy looking at houses, though, don't you?
Yes.
Like the inside, what's it look like, imagining that you live there.
And I told you where I got it, so I'm just reading it word for word.
Wow, House Beautiful. You're doing some ghosty stuff?
I am.
No, I mean House Beautiful is.
Oh, I thought you told me how beautiful. You're doing some ghosty stuff.
No, House Beautiful. It's like surprising that they have a paranormal story.
Dang it, I thought you told me I was doing a beautiful job.
You are doing a beautiful job always.
You. Towering over the corner of West Broadway and Union Street in Gardner, Massachusetts, the S.K. Pierce Mansion demands attention. And it is big. It is massive. In like a upward way. You know what I mean? You know how like they're like old houses that are built up and they're like bulky. Like it's like that. I'm just using my hands.
And bulky.
Up and bulky.
Got it.
You're welcome. I don't know how I didn't become an architect. From the outside with its gray siding and black shutters, the classic Victorian is the perfect archetype of a haunted house. Inside, things are even darker. So dark, in fact, the couple who owned the home from 2008 to 2015 only lived there for 2 years before they felt they had no choice but to move out. But unlike most other notoriously haunted homes in the country, the S.K. Pierce Mansion was never the scene of any infamous crime.
Interesting.
Rather, it was the dream home of a wealthy businessman and his family that, upon its completion in 1875, very quickly turned into a nightmare.
Oh.
The mansion, which spans a daunting 6,661 square feet.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, too big.
No, and 666.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that. Well, they threw the 1 on the end. Is named after its original owner, the successful furniture manufacturer Sylvester Knowlton Pierce. Sylvester. Decked out with state-of-the-art features, including gas lighting in every room.
Kerosene lamps. Literally.
A massive Winthrop furnace and running water throughout. It was a marvel for its time.
Can you imagine not having running water?
No.
Oh my God.
Yes, I can, actually. Every time my electricity goes out, it sucks.
We saw some Amish people when we were in Bowling Green the other day, and Rory was like, why are they in that? That's cool. And I was like, well, let me tell you a little bit about Amish life. And she was like, what? They poop in a hole?
You think you got it bad?
Right, in a room outside?
Yep.
Yeah, girl.
So you got to really go if you're going to go.
Although Kyle only lets us poop in one. We have 4 toilets in our house. Kyle only lets us poop in one. Well, and Granny can poop in hers.
Oh, well, how big of him?
I know, but he's afraid
Why?
that. Well, my grandpa did our plumbing, and wasn't a plumber, and so he feels like it's not great.
Well, no, but I hope you're at least flushing all the toilets.
Oh no, we
regularly.
pee in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we pee all over
Yeah,
them.
make sure you keep those pipes
Oh no, we're
rolling.
definitely peeing in the other two. But
Okay.
if we gotta drop the kids off at the pool, only.
How did he determine which toilet was safe to poop in?
Let me tell you. So he went down to where the clean out thing is, where the water goes out to the leach field. He sat there, and I had flushed a single piece of toilet paper down each toilet, and 2 of them it never came out.
Oh,
I know. What's happening down there?
Where's it
There's
going?
a blockage. There's got to be like a blockage.
Oh, okay. Well,
Anyway, no one cares about my plumbing problems.
I do.
Thank you.
So, Pierce spared no expense when building the 3-story home, but sadly, he barely had time to enjoy the fruits of his labor before tragedy struck. Just 2 weeks after moving in, Pierce's wife, Susan, died from a flesh-eating bacterial infection.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, she would not be the last Pierce family member to die in the house. After S.K. Pierce himself died at home in 1888, the house was willed to his second wife, Ellen, who also eventually died there. The mansion was then left to S.K.'s 3 sons, who spent years fighting over ownership of the family home and furniture business until the 2 eldest sons finally moved away. However, gaining control over the house did not result in success or happiness for the youngest son, Edward. Tragically, his 2-year-old daughter, Rachel, died in the home of a bacterial infection.
Oh, God.
Later, after the Great Depression depleted the family fortune, Edward and his wife converted the mansion into a boarding house to make ends meet. By 1965, the house was falling apart, and Edward was forced to give it away to a friend, transferring ownership outside the Pierce family for the first time since it had been constructed. The 5th and final person confirmed to have died in the mansion was Eno Sori, a Gardner resident and World War II veteran who lived there during the years it was a boarding house. In 1963, he burned to death at age 49 in the main bedroom after his mattress mysteriously caught fire. Since then, several visitors and former residents describe having a similar experience in the main bedroom. Just for a second, they're met with the fleeting scent of something burning.
Oh, God.
The spirits of the late Pierce family members are said to make their presence known, too. There are many stories of a childlike spirit, thought to be Rachel Pierce, playing in the rooms on the 3rd floor. Eerily,
so sad.
These 5 are not the only spirits lingering in the house.
God, burning to death.
So now
has
this
gotta be
starts
the worst.
talking about Edwin Gonzalez and Lillian Otero, who lived there from 2009 to 2011.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about them too in my notes. So I got to kind of see what's going on here. I don't know. Because clearly I don't read anything.
Well, it really would
here.
take away from the magic of
Yes.
the kerosene lamp vehicles.
So anyways, they describe seeing a little boy with yellow hair running back and forth between their windows, which is decidedly more creepy when you consider the fact they don't have any kids of their own.
So they're seeing that when they're standing outside?
Yes, but in the thing I watched, not only they see it, like neighbors see it and tell them.
Oh my God. No.
But their own personal experiences in the home are far more terrifying. In addition to disembodied footsteps, slamming doors, and objects moving on their own, Edwin and Lillian encountered multiple entities throughout the house, including a shadow figure in the basement and a dark-haired woman with a creepy smile who may or may not have tried to possess Lillian.
Oh my God.
What's with the creepy smiles?
Right.
Full of horrifying anecdotes like this, their story eventually became the subject of a book, Bones in the Basement, by Joni Mahan. It says, spoiler, yes, there were bones in the basement.
Yikes.
Shadow figures and possessions aside, it's worth noting not all the ghosts at the S.K. Pierce mansion are dark and menacing. Since the early 2000s, countless psychic mediums and paranormal investigative groups have visited the house. most of them describing the same few spirits each time, including Maddie Cornwall, the young nanny who cared for the Pierce children. It's believed the mansion was the only place that really felt like home to her, and her spirit acts as a protector of the house.
Aw, hopefully still not watching kids.
No. Well, it says, keeping the other spirits in check and warding off any unwelcome trespass. Oh, no, you don't. Not on my watch.
Oh.
But soon the Haunted Victorian will open its doors and invite the public in. Always. You got to,
right.
Welcome to capitalism, everyone. Then I jumped to, what is this? I don't know. A blog posted in Boston Ghosts.
Yes.
So here's a picture of it. See how it's like,
you went somewhere.
Crap. Where'd I go?
You scrolled to the top.
My bad.
No, it just happens.
See how it's like real bulky and massive?
That's the Addams family's house.
Yeah.
Literally. Almost looks exactly like it.
So it says it looks... No. Pierce Mansion as it looks... This is from a real estate listing. It says, one can see the immense detail and size of the home. Source, Realtor.com. And then it kind of just goes back to, like... the family that built it and all, sure. They were so rich, they had all this stuff. It says those who visited the home for dinner parties included former President Calvin Coolidge, Betty Davis, P.T. Barnum, and even Norman Rockwell.
P.T. Barnum.
The home also served as a well-known meeting place for the secretive Freemason Society, which I watched a documentary on that, and that's the Freemason Society.
I don't think I've ever actually watched one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's very Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we know what happened there and there. And guests have experienced it all, you name it. Voices, chanting, full body apparitions.
Chanting, that seems Freemasony.
Moving furniture, slamming doors, temperature changes, shadow people, foul odors, screens flying off the windows, footsteps on the stairs, and an ominous lion's roar that shakes the house.
What?
That's crazy.
Maybe P.T. Barnum brought one of his lions.
Maybe. And it says that they think it's Sylvester Pierce's spirit coming out because he's really mad that, like, this was his home. And now other people are enjoying his mansion.
You're dead.
Exactly. Boo-hoo, dude.
You can't have ownership of things.
No, you don't get to enjoy the indoor plumbing forever. Sorry.
You can't use plumbing.
So anyways, I'm going to stop with that part, and now I'm going to go. I really took one for the team here, guys.
Oh, Lord. Did you watch Ghost Hunters?
I watched Ghost Adventures.
Ah, yes!
Season 9, Episode 6, titled Haunted Victorian Mansion.
I love Ghost.
And this was a nightmare to find, because on all the different, like on Wikipedia, and even on like Discovery Plus, it was saying it was different seasons and different episodes. So I ended up finding this. I Googled it. And it came up on YouTube, and YouTube told me it was season 9, episode 6.
Weird.
So of all the so YouTube was the only place that had it right. So then I went to Discovery Plus and then was able to find it. So they show up. Zach and the team.
What's Zach wearing?
All black.
Of course. How's his hair?
It looks like he put a bunch of gel on and put the blow dryer behind his head and blew it all forward and put like a piece of cardboard or something on his forehead to keep that part standing straight up. But everything else is blown
right
forward.
Here is always forward.
Yes, everything.
Sideburns.
The hair dryer was only behind his head.
Oh,
the whole
Zach
entire time.
Baggins. God.
So.
I hate him.
Yeah. They get there. And for some reason, the camera's just showing like an old Victrola playing an opera record. I don't know why.
They have no B-roll, I guess.
No, it's just terrible. No one's going to win any Emmys.
He's really made some, 9
work.
Seasons and probably more.
And this is old too. I think it's like, there's like 20, there's 20 some seasons, I'm pretty sure.
What is his net worth?
A lot.
I'm going to Google it.
So we go there, and there's Edwin and Lillian that I just talked about. They're the current owners. And then the camera pans all over the house, and there's like all this like gothic decor.
Oh my God, his net worth is $30 million.
I believe it.
What?
Then there's like weird profile view shots of the couple. Like it's like a Sears portrait studio shoot I wrote. Just like
of
They're just like their profile, like they're from the south. Like, what is happening?
That's artistic, Amy.
Well, they're trying to be artistic. It looks ridiculous. Whatever. You're a cameraman for Ghost Adventures. I get it. You're just trying to make a name for yourself.
Do something.
So then, of course, Zach is like, when did the house start speaking to you, telling you there's more in here than just dust? I'm like, rude, Zach. Jeez.
You can't get a house that old very clean, though, you know?
No, you really can't.
Things are just living and...
So then Edwin was like, well, I was sitting in my office one day and I just saw this man with black eyes staring at me. He freaked me out. So I went across the street to grab a bite to eat. So there's like a restaurant, I guess, right across the street from it. He's like, and
that's weird because in that picture it looked like he was alone. Like,
no, I don't know what, or maybe it's a food truck. I don't know what's going on across the street.
There's food.
But he's like, and there was all this commotion going on
across the street.
Across the street,
okay.
And so he asked the owner of the eatery, we don't know what it is,
food truck restaurant.
What happened? He's like, some guy literally just died of a heart attack.
Ew.
So like,
and then he just
as the guy died. Across the street, Edwin, there's like something staring at him.
He just like the guy walked over there.
Yeah.
Where am I?
It's like,
oh God,
like the Sixth Sense. Remember how like the ghost, like that guy's on the bicycle is just like staring in the window at the kid? Like it's like that.
Movie.
Yeah.
But please God, don't let that be the way it is when you die, where you're just like, well, what now?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going over there.
So then here comes like this paranormal research guy who Zach describes as a hulk of a man, over 6'7" and 300 pounds.
Zach, are you bisexual? It's cool if you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he?
He's John Brightman IV of the New England Paranormal Research Society.
He's a hulk of a man.
That was his lower third. Thank you, TCO. And so then he's just like talking to him and he's like, okay, tell us about because this guy's investigated there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I had an ovulus. I don't know what it is. So I guess some sort of ghost hunting stuff. Or he was ovulating. I don't know what was happening with John Brightman IV. But it said, squeeze every throat.
Oh,
and then
I was going to say nipple.
He got scratched with what looked like the Roman numeral 4.
Oh.
And he goes, no one knows I'm the 4th in my family. I'm like, well, I do, because it just said in your lower third that you're John Brightman IV. But, what? And then so he has like a picture of the scratches. And stupid me, I'm like, oh, so it's just going to be like 4 lines. I'm like,
yeah,
no, Roman numeral 5 said I and a V. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
well, that's really hard to scratch.
Whatever, Roman numerals are stupid. Yeah, because you have to go down and then back up again.
Yeah. Just go.
Exactly.
Well, I guess no one says.
And it was one of those things too. It's like, well, if I stare hard enough, I can see it, I guess.
Yeah.
But, and quote, ew. Don't show, ew. Skin is gross. Just stop.
What part of the body was this?
I don't even know.
Butt crack?
Probably.
Did you see Zach's
I'm
butt
sure.
crack at all?
Staying in true fashion of Ghost Adventures, it was probably his butt crack.
Oh, Zach.
Like, that was literally just your butt crack. Like, you were wearing a thong. That was the IV. Okay, so then they call some researcher guy. And you just hear him on speakerphone. So I don't even know who he was. And he's like, there were 6 to 7 deaths in the house. In 1876, Susan Pierce, which we know, the first wife. Then in 1888, S.K. himself. 1902, Ellen, the second wife. And then Ellen's granddaughter, who would have been her granddaughter, died at the age of 2. That would have been Rachel, of the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
And the homeowners did say that their neighbors' kids have seen a child in the windows. Because when they first moved there, the neighbors were like, how many kids do you have? And Edwin's like, we don't have any kids. And the neighbor's like, well, my son says that the kid upstairs wants to play with him. So, ew. And then another neighbor's like, Eddie, I didn't know you had a son. And Edwin, I guess
Eddie.
they're calling him Eddie. He's
They're
like,
friends.
He's like, Mike, I don't.
My God.
And Mike's like,
do you even
but
know
I've
me?
seen the kid. He runs from one side of the house to the other. I've seen him in the windows.
God, can someone
Why
let
is
that
everybody
kid...
looking in their windows too? Go get Sheila's pink curtains from Danny
Good
Boy.
call back.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, you just had to touch my sweaty hand.
Oh God, that's never coming off. Now I'm greasy.
But can that kid also leave?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's sad. Who is he? Like Rachel died at the age of 2. Who's this boy? So then 1951, Bessie Pierce, who was the mother of Rachel, the little girl who died there. And Edwin said he saw a woman 3 mornings in a row crying in the corner of his bedroom. So Zach's like, oh, that's Bessie. I'm like, Zach, shut up.
Jumping to conclusions, but that does seem likely.
Could be.
How sad. What do? You wake up and there's a ghost crying in your corner? Do you console them?
At 3 days in a row? I'm like, listen, what can I do? Here's
Yeah.
some Dove chocolate.
Is there like an afterlife therapist you could
Yes.
call talk space or
Something.
some crap?
Not Dr. Phil. You'll be way more screwed up when you're
That's
done.
really sad.
And then there was the Enos who passed out while smoking and died of smoke inhalation.
Passed out while smoking
I
a
guess.
cigarette?
Yeah.
And died from their own cigarettes?
We caught his bed on fire.
Oh, okay.
But was severely burned. So some think that he didn't fall asleep smoking. They think it was spontaneous combustion because when the fire department showed up, the fire had already went out on its own. So
and that doesn't
and then they were
happen?
like doing like some cheesy reenactment of it where he's just got like he's burnt, but then it's like his skin is allegedly like falling off, but it's just like going outwards. It's not hanging. It's like so clearly like you've just taken like some tissue
prosthetic.
paper or something and tried to make it look like flesh.
God.
Like just don't even include the reenactment.
No, we don't need a reenactment.
And then there's like flames. You know, he's just in flames.
We understand what that looks
I know what
like.
a fire is. Ghost Adventures. Jeez. Zach, but Zach thinks he's it. We have to have flames and a man with his flesh
Face
seemingly because they don't
melting.
these idiots who watch my show just don't know what it is.
Flames are.
And then the reenactment actor is just like, do I just stand here? Like, what do I do?
How does one die of smoke inhalation? What does that look like?
He's not even coughing. And he's wide awake. And he's standing. Like, none of this. This was... You're not
meant to
even
just-
sticking to your own
It's
script.
meant to scare you, Amy.
Okay. Then Edward Pierce, who was Rachel's father, in 1965 lost the house, but he stayed as a tenant and died in 1967. So he lost the house and it became like a boarding house. So then... He like
really
rented a room.
sad.
So he also died there, even though it wasn't technically his house anymore.
Yikes.
And then the researcher guy on the phone's like, and talk to the previous homeowner as well. And he's like, okay. And he like gave a name. So then here comes Eleanor. Eleanor is a historical researcher.
She sounds cute.
Um,
I'm gonna eat some.
and so
snacks.
Zach's like sitting at a table interviewing her, and he's like writing in just like a spiral notebook from the Dollar Tree. I'm like, what do you stop? And he's like, got questions written in it and stuff. I'm like, Zach.
He's an investigative journalist.
I guess. He just does it all.
I can't even say that without laughing.
Such a jack of all trades. He's a jack of something. So Eleanor's like, so after Bessie died, Edward let women of ill repute come in here.
Oh.
And so then there's a reenactment of this
sex
girl.
workers?
And no, it's like this girl in like emo clothing with fishnet stockings. I'm like,
That wasn't a
that is
thing.
not accurate for the times.
No.
Again, you guys suck. Just stop doing reenactments.
Yeah.
And she looked incredibly young. It
I
was
also-
just not okay.
I
The whole
also-
thing. And
I
she's like
hate-
pushing a guy down on the bed.
Ew.
Yeah.
I hate reenactments in general.
Yes.
I could really do without.
So basically, she was like insinuating it became a brothel. And
Okay.
Zach was like, so it was just opened up to filth.
Oh, shut
up,
up,
Zach.
Like, you've never been to a brothel.
He dated Holly Madison, and no shame there.
Right.
Like, I think she was subjected to a lot of like mental abuse and all that stuff. But it's like, no, you can't have your cake and eat it too, bucko.
And who cares?
Exactly.
I mean, it's not cool if they were forced into that life.
So then
Obviously.
Zach is like, this guy, I'm not going to say the guy's name. Zach's saying his first and last name.
Okay.
And I'm not doing that.
I don't understand why.
First of all,
we don't
Zach, you have to say like allegedly. Like we know, but he's not. He's just like bad mouthing this guy.
You got $30 million on the line, Zach.
Yes. He's like, this guy was the previous owner and he was a weird guy and brought in a dark energy. But he's saying his full first and last name.
Did you Google the guy? Maybe he's like a serial killer or something.
No, he's not.
Oh,
probably. Because no one may. And so he was like, Eleanor, what was up with him? And Eleanor's like, I never speak ill of the dead. And Zach's
Who's
like,
Eleanor?
The historical researcher.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, burn Zach, because you're just sitting here saying the guy's full name and saying he was weird and brought dark energy.
So, but he's dead.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's probably
But still, you shouldn't say his full name. He's got family.
Yeah.
And there's literally
Like,
not
where's
one
the proof?
piece of evidence.
What's the proof?
There's not one news article. There's not anything.
Yeah.
This is Zach with all of his hypotheses.
Yeah, well, and he just has to be, like, extra.
Yes, he really
The
does.
whthe whole time.
That's
To
the only
keep the drama
speed
high.
he has is
Keep the
extra.
drama high.
He's like, are there things you know about him that you can't tell us? And he had to read that right out of his notebook. Like, you can't just ask things.
You know?
And she's like, yes, but I'm not talking about it. Like I told you,
Good
I'm not
for
going to
her.
speak ill of the dead. He's
Sticking
like,
to her guns.
well, would you say there are things you won't talk about that affect dark energy here? I'm like, Zach, thank God you're not a police officer, because people will be giving false confessions left and right because you're being super douchey.
And just kind of like read the context clues, Zach, and move on. Like,
yeah.
She's
and
answered you without answering
she's like,
you.
Yes, it was bad, but no, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, so yes, it probably did contribute to dark energy. Move
Yes.
on.
But that could mean anything.
Right.
Maybe he played his AC/DC record backwards. We don't know what Eleanor considers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Eleanor looks like she shops at Joseph A. Banks or whatever that. No, that's not it. What's this? CJ Bank. What's the one that sounds
I
like?
have no freaking clue you're talking
There's like
about.
a mall in the store that Jamie's
A
always
mall
like,
in the store.
I mean, store in the mall.
No, I know what you're talking about.
There's also like sweaters that have like embroidered like school buses on it or whatever.
That's amazing.
So she looks like she probably shops. She's just cute and innocent and probably...
She probably thinks
her
that,
idea of dark and our idea of dark are probably not the same thing.
Yes. She doesn't read.
So she's like, yes, but don't open that door. And Zach's like, well, we're here to open that door.
I mean, Zach, if all of this stuff is real, Zach has got to be.
He does, for
like,
sure.
Tortured by demons, right?
But he got that 30 mil, so he didn't care.
Every night when he goes to bed, are they all just like, Zach?
Eleanor's like, well, I'll wait outside while you open that door.
Smart.
Because I want no part of this.
Smart, Eleanor. Get outside.
So then Zach is like, says the man's full name again. Did some very bad and sinful things here. I just know it.
Sinful?
Yeah, and you don't just know it. He got this guy's name from the guy on the phone who said, oh, make sure you ask about the previous owner, this guy's name.
Yeah.
That's all. That's literally all. That's where Zach got this name. He knows nothing other than this guy who said, ask about him.
And sinful? I mean, like, Zach, come on.
So then Zach dramatically slams his fist on the table.
Always.
And says, this battle is taking place in this home and we need to find out why. I'm like, you are so dumb. Then
Allegedly.
Which you need to be saying allegedly when you're saying this guy's full name, Zach. Take a cue from us, who takes a cue from Jillian Pensavalli.
It's exactly right.
So then the camera goes, there's like this candelabra sitting on the fireplace. So Zach goes, it's like blowing out every candle. I'm like, this is
because
the
darkness
cameraman
is falling?
told him to.
What? Why?
It's so stupid.
Because
it's just stupid.
There's a glare.
They don't know how to make a show. There's nothing actually happening on the show, so we're just gonna blow out.
There's a glare.
No, that was like his an end scene.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
the drama.
Yeah,
the drama.
So Edwin and Lillian don't live there anymore.
Smart.
They own it still, but they were like, we're not staying here.
Yeah, ew.
And they were like, so Edwin would get angry, and Zach's like, this is the line. She's like, yeah, Edwin would just like get angry, for no reason why we were here. And Zach's like, so would he go into a deep rage? And Lillian's like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, Zach, you're leading the witness. Stop it. And Edwin was like, well, I was just angry about
Edwin's
the
like,
house.
Edwin's sitting there like, Well, not really.
He's like, I mean, I was kind of angry, but it was about the house.
I mean, like a normal amount of angry.
And Lillian's like, and then when I would touch him, it would go into me.
Oh,
And it's
Lillian.
like, oh, you too. And so they were getting ready to go to bed one night, and Lillian was like, no, down, and couldn't move. Oh, was face down.
What? She went down where?
She was face down and couldn't move.
She was like what?
I guess on the bed.
She
was like in her room getting ready
She
for
just
bed.
sleeps on her face.
So no, she didn't put herself there. She just somehow ended up face down and started screaming.
Oh.
And so Edmund runs in, it's like, what's going on? And Lillian's like, tell her to get off of me. But Lillian doesn't remember yelling that. And she's yelling to Edwin going, move me, push me. I can't move. And so Edwin tried like moving her, but she was just like pinned down. And so then like Edwin said some sort of a prayer and then it finally stopped. She just came unstuck, I guess. They could just like roll her over. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So that was the last night they stayed there.
So she saw something pushing her down.
Yeah, but she doesn't remember like saying, get her off of me. So she's...
Weird.
So she knows it happened. She recalls it happening, but doesn't like recall all the events. So it's really weird. So then here comes, so now the investigation starts.
Did they lock the door with a chain?
And Zach's like, so we have all of our equipment, and then we have this mobile truck outside the house. I'm like, all trucks are mobile. Why? Don't use words just to be using words,
right.
Zach.
Right.
You're... God,
you should say mobile.
I know you find him attractive, but I just...
I'm the Patrick Hines of this.
I
mean, if he didn't talk ever, there's something about...
No, I will not. I love you, but you are dying on this hill probably all alone, too, my friend. I hate to tell you.
Me and Holly.
I think Holly even moved on. She's like, forget this. I was in Vegas doing my burlesque show. He had the museum. I saw her burlesque show in Vegas.
I think he's a piece of crap.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
So anyways, his mobile truck is outside with all the TV monitors.
Mobile ghost lab.
No, but he said mobile truck.
No, I know, but like that's what he...
But
he's the worst.
You can edit this crap, Zach. Right? Do you not have a Chris? You're not taking our Chris, but
Chris wouldn't go anyway with Zach.
Your people are just busy telling you to blow out candles. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Cut that crap out.
He didn't even think it was bad. He probably
and so then here there was Zach wearing his gas mask, and then I started to be
Why
like,
is he wearing it?
Well, I was going to be rude, and then I'm like, no, wait, I'm going to Google
asbestos.
He has asthma.
Oh.
But this house, it's just a house.
Well, maybe it's very dusty.
But it's like not even like an N95. It is like a mask like you would wear, like if someone is like
spray painting,
putting like a gas, like you're throwing like gas at you to like, like.
Why
like
is someone ever?
No, like when the SWAT teams throw gas, and they put on those masks. It's got the thing coming out here and the thing coming out. Like it is an intense freaking mask. I'm like,
when you say gas, I think of Olean.
I'm like.
Gasoline.
Zach, you could just wear like an N95 mask if you're worried about something.
Well, it's not as dramatic.
No, not at all. But anyway, so I'm not going to make fun of him because asthma's serious. But anyways, whatever. And does he really have? I would like to see a doctor's note. I know HIPAA and stuff.
We believe.
So anyways, he's wearing his mask, and then he hears a noise. He makes a real big deal about it and says something's walking around. And I'm like, there was like one little like scooch noise. It sounded nothing like footsteps.
Does he yell at his crew?
Well, he's always yelling because he's wearing a mask. Like,
but he yells a lot of times meanly,
I don't know that he was necessarily being mean in this one.
Maybe he learned because the one I watched was episode 1-1.
Maybe he learned. Maybe they were like, knock it off. This has become a toxic environment and we're leaving.
We're calling HR.
So then there's another sound. He's like, whoa. And then they yell, who's up there? And Zach's like, I heard something say, me. And he's like, did you hear that? It clearly said me. And he's like, but it didn't. The camera didn't capture it. I'm like,
then it didn't happen.
Stop it.
Then it didn't happen.
Zach. And Zach's like, it's Bessie. Eye roll. That's he just.
And also, like, she's mourning the death of her 2-year-old child. Leave her alone.
She's not upstairs moving furniture and yelling, "It's me, you freaking idiot!"
She's
with your hair gel
in the corner.
and your mask. Shut up.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be bothered.
So then they're on the third floor, and Nick Groff says something, tapped his shoulder, and they both feel a thick vibe. I'm like, okay.
Whatever that means.
And then there's a noise. Like an old house noise.
Yeah.
But they call it a loud slam. I'm like, your definition of a loud slam and my definition of a loud slam are two totally different things.
Yeah.
So Zach goes, Sylvester! Is that you? I'm like, I believe he preferred to go by SK.
Yeah.
Quit calling him Sylvester. Let us know you're here. And then there's a bang. And then Aaron's like, Aaron is hot. I don't know.
Same, Aaron. We're all hot. He's just so, maybe he just starts burning his burning sensation on his skin.
Because at this point, I'm still confused about the mask. And I'm like, is that a medical condition? Why is he wearing a mask? And then I Googled it. Yes, it is. So then they swear they see a mist, but the camera doesn't catch it. Then the camera is like, Zach! Get out of the way! A ball of light just flew by you. And this is on the camera, but it's a freaking orb, you dweebs. Like, it is.
Orbs are stupid.
And they are. They're like, Zach, get back. It could hurt you. And I'm like, it was a dust. I mean, I get he has asthma, but he's got the mask. This dust is not going to kill him.
Doc, it's coming.
It's coming, Zach. A dust particle! Do you have your nebulizer?
Did you put your filters in your gas?
EpiPen. I know nothing about allergies.
No EpiPen. Definitely. Okay. Did you bring your nebulizer machine? Me.
It went the ghost equipment. It should be.
Put my steroids in it.
That's what the mist was, you freaking morons.
A nebulizer machine.
Nebulizer. Idiots.
Orbs are dumb. Like, I never believe orbs.
No.
Not a single time.
And then Zach is like, we weren't really prepared for our full investigation, so I just had my phone to try to capture EVPs.
It's like, this is your job.
What do you
This is your actual
You have
job.
a mobile truck out
What's
there.
in it? Just it's full of
With
inhalers.
screens and inhalers and maybe some ice cream. Maybe they're selling ice cream on the side.
This
don't
was
know.
not funny. My son has asthma, but that's funny. A truck full of inhalers. There's just like so many.
Zach is such a narcissist. Like, I need a whole truck full.
I mean, I'm not prepared for what?
Yeah. So he gets his phone out to capture EVPs. He's like, give us answers about the afterlife.
He just wanted to show that he has the latest
And he
iPhone.
captures nothing. So I'm like, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. And then he gets like a Walmart bag. And it's like, I'm going to show you that this house isn't drafty. So those aren't the sounds we heard. And he holds a Walmart bag in front of a window. Like, see, it's not moving. So it wasn't the wind. Okay, that's your theory. Wow.
It's scientific.
That's so
Amy.
scientific. Can we add doctor in front of Zach a bit? And he would be one of those people.
Oh, yeah. Only
You
call me Dr.
call
Zach.
me Dr. Zach. So then they bring Edwin back in. Like, Edwin hasn't been through enough for a spirit box session.
Poor Edwin.
And they go in the basement. And again, there's a mist. So much mist.
How do you see a mist in the dark?
I don't
First
know.
of all.
Which this did kind of show up on the camera, but again, that could be condensation on the camera.
Yeah.
That could be.
How do you see a mist in
You're
the dark?
in a basement. Basements are damp.
And
like,
yeah, yuck.
And he's like, "Tell me your name," and it's like the spirit box says, "He's here." Like, I did hear that clearly.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know
begrudgingly giving him that
about
one.
spirit boxes. Can you like pre-program them to say stuff?
Well, I mean, maybe if it is a TV show.
So then when it says he's here, Zach's like, it's a very compelling spirit manifestation. And he's talking about the mist again. Let the freaking mist go.
It's a very compelling man.
Yeah, that he's referring to the mist.
I know, but what a stupid way of saying that.
Everything he says is a stupid way of saying it.
Yeah.
Mobile truck. I can't move on from that. I'm sorry.
Mobile truck.
It's like, let's go get in our mobile
Well, he always talks
car.
like this. And then we went and got into our mobile truck.
And then I didn't have my EVP machine, so I recorded on my mobile phone.
Device.
just shut up.
It doesn't have a cord.
God, I can't with him. So then they go upstairs and they're like telling the spirits to manifest themselves. Then they just
They're
make
just so annoying.
They just
then
they continue to just make up crap the whole entire time that they say they hear.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a typical episode. And then I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. His hair is stupid. His mask is stupid.
Yeah.
Again, if you truly suffer from asthma, God bless, take care of that. But you don't. Can you imagine putting Holden in like a
gas mask?
Full-blown gas mask?
Well, yeah, that doesn't. Unless
Like,
there's
so
asbestos in that
ridiculous.
house. But then also it's like, why doesn't everyone else have one?
Exactly.
Because
he's a narcissist.
Sorry, we can only spring for
Only
one.
I can be affected by asbestos. The rest of you guys with your
You could die.
non-asthmatic lungs are
my
fine. I'm Zach Bagans. The show cannot go on without me.
It's always good when we do an episode of
yeah.
Ghost
I don't
Adventures.
even. That
It's
wasn't even that
magical.
good of a story, but
It was good.
I don't know.
Thank
So,
you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
No worries.
Mobile truck.
I can't. Now my eyes have adjusted to wearing my glasses. I can't take them off because I can't see without them. And these are my bifocals, so it's like far away, up close, far away, up close.
This is getting old.
I
people.
do not have fake glasses like Zach Bay. I'm so convinced his glasses are fake too. I'm sorry. They
might
are
be.
so they are from Claire's boutique. Just saying.
They are so big and thick and silly.
They're not real.
Yeah,
They're like a Snapchat filter.
The frames are so wide.
Like the side
all
pieces
just
are this big.
Well, it has to like compete with his hair, you know.
I guess.
If he had dainty glasses, it
It just ruined the whole
silly.
persona with his
Oh my God.
jeans and whatnot.
Well, everyone, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
What a wild ride we
It was
took
a
you
wild
on.
ride. If you see a kerosene lantern, just run.
Yeah, never stop.
No matter
Keep
what
going.
the circumstance, even if it's just sitting on a shelf like at my house, just run away.
Drive through it. Run into. Just
Yes.
drive around it.
And I am really
Reverse.
the more we do this, I don't even know. The less scared I become of things from some of the other planets.
Because I mean, it's
they
sad.
don't. They're wearing.
Why are they dancing all the time?
They're dancing and wearing sequined leotards. I can't get over it. And
magical.
floating around in lanterns.
So funny.
Shaped like
Although
a Werther's original.
I do not want the Smiley Man to come see me.
No.
So
No.
I'm putting that out there in the
Or the Men in
universe.
Black. I don't want, but
None of them.
they're so.
Silly.
Yeah, I was going to say dumb, but I don't want to insult them either because then they're going to draw on some lips and come
like,
have
"What
this
now?"
very stern talking
look at these
with me.
lips.
What do you think? They're like, who are you to talk anyways, Amy? You just said you won't smile because your top lip disappears.
The Smiley Man needs to stop smiling.
It does. Or go get some injections. I would totally get lip injections if I didn't think I would like be one of those people who like blow way up.
What if we both did and
let's do it.
we're just like, hello.
Hey, we're back.
here.
Did you miss us?
What if it changes your
I'm now
voice?
suddenly talking like Richard Nixon. Right? Is that how he talked? I don't know.
Oh God, sweet Jesus. Okay,
follow
thank you.
us on stuff. We're
Yeah.
trying to put videos on all the stuff.
Yes.
We don't know.
Check out our
Whatever.
website. We've got great merch and stickers. Please buy
Yeah.
some. Get
Love
us to 3,000.
Love
likes
us,
on
like
Facebook.
us.
Yeah, subscribe.
Don't leave us.
Rate us.
Okay, bye.
Bye.